All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm on West for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara, here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fit. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like Van Pelt. But ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. Try to deal death to a priest, you won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand, just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, and it's death do us part. Look, so how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it. I pity those watching life as it goes by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, that's all I don't. Either fold or salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, say she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah.
Shalom Israel, Shalom Yahweh, Shalom Shabbat to all the brothers, Shalom Shemar Yathah, Bashim Shah to all the sisters. All right, today is the ISUPK Sabbath service out here in Arizona. All right, you see our address right there at the bottom of the screen, 12416 North 28th Drive, Phoenix. All right, we right off of 28th and Cactus. All right, so we here, every Tuesday, Friday on the weekdays, and here today on the Sabbath service. So today we're going to be going over who Christ died for. Simple one, I know everybody gets confused. Listen to the Christian church, you think Christ died for everybody. But honestly, these people say I've never read the Bible, and they twist and turn what he says. All right, we're going to get Christ's words today and what he said. And we're going to get the breakdown too, of when they like to say John 3:16, Christ died for the whole world. We're going to get rid of that belief today. And so that's the goal for the day. Talk about who Christ died for. We all know that you do it in school. You know it's only for Israel. Ask the white man what he needs to be saved from. He would just say sin. Then we ask him what sin is, he has no answer. Well, sin is sin. What's sin according to the Bible? Christians don't know what sin is according to the Bible. If you go your whole life, right? Your grandma always told you, don't do that. That's sin, and this is sin, and that's sin. A lot of them don't. A lot of them just saying what they don't like is sin. But you know what I'm saying? The Bible says where there is no law, there is no sin. So we know based off that scripture alone that sin is law. That's what it is. Of course, they don't know that. Like some here, that's what we're going to go today. Going to who Christ died for, which is us. We're going to get the proof, going to get the words say out of his mouth. And I said, not mine. You read it, and I'm saying out the book. That's what we're going to be doing today. So we can, everybody, imagine you stand when your pocket, pocket down, you face the east. All right. All right, we're going to begin with the prayers. Start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shimka, Yahweh, Rakwath Taba'ah, Jazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Latanawa, Lakam, Call, Wayam, Waslaknawa, Kabwathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabwathnawa, Wala, Tabayanawa, Manasai 1, Abal, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atha Laiwalonian, Aman. All right, and in English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And give us this. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. All right. Think about the cock, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Baba Kasha. Thunanawa. Hakat. Rapa'ah. Call Makala. Wakar, Madawa, Hakat, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakat, Lakwayam, Hamathium, Hakat, Arakawa, Hatama'ala, Nagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water among. In English, Yahweh. Name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha, Ayanya, Aharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'ratazah, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Shawamar, Yashrala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayat, Yamyaka, Yamawam, Slakin, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Taza'afka, Waba, Wa'aka, Ma'aitha, I will learn. Right, in English, I'll lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence comes my help? Coming from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Thou is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Thou is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Thou shalt preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Thou shalt preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
And from this time forth,
From this time forth,
even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Right. That's Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
All.
All.
Damayalaka.
Damayalaka.
All Thakarash.
All Thakarash.
All Tashakwat.
All Tashakwat.
All.
All.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Al Yabyaka.
Our Yedika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Imaka.
Al Imuka.
Ya'ai.
Ya'ai.
Rayamwa.
Rayumwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Yo'ai. What you thought?
Wayata.
Ya'aitazawa.
Ya'aitazawa.
Al Tazapawanyaka.
Al Tazapawanyaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakidam.
Wanakakidam.
Magalia.
Magalia.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Shom Yashala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
No'aitazawa.
Nawa
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Baryathwa.
Baryathwa.
It's like Baryath.
Baryath.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Ahaya.
Ahalia.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashma'alia.
Wayashama'alia.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagarian.
Wahagarian.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Waimawan.
Waimawan.
Waimalak.
Waimalak.
Palashath.
Palashath.
I'm Yeshabya.
Yeshabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gum Ashawar.
Gum Asawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labani Lawat.
Labani Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadyan.
Kamadyan.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan.
Banakar.
Banakar.
Koyashwan.
Kwayashwan.
Nashamatwan.
Nashamatwan.
Ba'ayan.
Bayan.
Dara.
Dara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Adama.
La Adama.
Shatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Nada.
Nada.
Yatmawa.
Yabmawa.
Ka'arab.
Kairab.
Because of Bat.
Because of that.
Slaki. Because of Abba.
Because of Abba.
Because of Bat.
Because of that.
Because of Zar.
Because of Zar.
Mana I.
Mana'ai.
Call.
Call.
Night. Sakamwa.
Nayasakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayarash.
Nayarash.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ath.
Ah.
Na'awat.
Na'awat.
Alahaya.
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 Shatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Kagagala.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Raka.
Lapanya Raka.
Kaash.
Ka'ash.
Tabaira.
Tabaira.
Yaira.
Yaira.
Wakalhaba.
Wakalahabah.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Hayaram.
Hayaram.
Slaki. Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Tharadatma.
Daradatma.
Basa Irika.
Basa Irika.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapatka.
Wapatka.
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Waya.
Waya.
Bakashwa.
Bakwashwa.
Shimka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Baharwa.
Bahawa.
Idi.
Idi.
Waya.
Waya.
Kaparwa.
Kaparwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Abadwa.
Abadwa.
Waya.
Waya.
The Iwa.
The Iwa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Ata.
Ata.
Shimka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labatwa.
Labadwa.
All you one.
All you one.
All call.
All call.
Ha Ratazah.
Haratazah.
Right in English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thine enemies make a tumult,
They that hate thee lift up the head.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against
Yeah.
thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
let us cut them off from being a
and
nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation,
The name of Israel,
that the name of Israel
there be no more
may
remembrance.
be no more in remembrance.
For they consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee,
tabernacles of Edom
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab
of Moab,
and the Hagarine,
and the
the
Hagarine,
Baal
the Baal,
and Ammon
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the
the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The sword also is joined with
The
them.
sword also is joined with
They
them.
hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kassan,
at the brook of Kassan,
which perished and endured.
which perished and
They
endured.
became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Made their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like a red,
like Zeed,
and like Zeed.
yea, or their princes as Sabah,
All their princes as Zabah,
and as Zamunah,
and as Almunah,
who said,
who said,
let's take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of God
the houses of God
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest,
make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let they be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high of all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth.
Right, got the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Why Micah Allah.
Wa Mayaka
Why
Allah.
Allahayim.
Wa Allahayim.
What the Zabi'ah.
Wa Tazabya Ah.
Allah Wap Yohana.
Allah Yahana.
Ha Allah Wapyim.
Ha Allah Wapya.
Hasarani.
Hasaranya.
Kata Zayayim.
Hakwata Zayanya.
Akawa Yayim.
Hakaya Yalyam.
Ha Wapyim.
Waha Akwatya.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
By Shema Awashai.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Tawad Aman.
Tawad Aman.
In English, bless you Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohana.
Commanding General Yahana.
The generals.
The general.
The captain.
The captain.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Name Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you. So be it.
All right. Sawai Shelby, turn and be seated. All right. So like I said, today we're going to be in Jeremiah 31st chapter. Right. It's going to be starting out there. One sec.
Jeremiah 31st chapter, sir.
So for the sake of time today, we're going to just jump right into it. I'm saying, as you know, if anybody's first time viewing a Sabbath service, right? One of the things that we normally do is read in Hebrew. We're going to read 7 verses, right? We're going to be breaking down the verses today, right? Like I said, we're going to go over. Was it just? Yeah, the book of Jeremiah, the 31st chapter. We're going to be starting at the 27th verse. Like I said, so we're going to be going down and saying who Christ died for, right? So Jeremiah's going to set us up about who Christ died for. You know what I'm saying? And this is all by what the Most High says. Once again, it's not our words. You know what I'm saying? Not even Christ's word, because Christ comes by the order of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Christ here to do the Most High's work. Just like, so we're going to follow the Christ one. We have to follow the Most High. We're going to follow the Christ who follows after the Most High. So everything we do is by the Most High's word and what he says. Right? So Ken, you start verse 27 for me?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 27. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beast.
All right, so this is a breakdown. Just basically saying that so going to come a time where anybody knows the Bible knows that there's a time where Israel split at the King Solomon's reign, right? When it was given to his son, but the northern tribe, they felt the way about it because they know what the Most High said that the king is going to rule forever, is going to come out of Judah, and so they felt like they didn't have a place in the kingdom, so they basically split off after Solomon died and he was supposed to go to his son. You'll find that in First Kings. They're definitely good to go back and read and see the split. You know what I'm saying? The split was out of jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Read what it is. Now people get when you have something they can't get it. You know what I'm saying? But here in UPK, we get rid of that jealousy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I like one of the things that I don't want to hear. He always says, since there can only be one.
Mm-hmm.
I say he says that a lot. There can only be one. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the tribes on earth, Israel was picked.
Yep.
Out of all the tribes of Israel, Judah was picked. Now, all of Judah, only one man was picked. There's always one. Always one. There can only be one. Right? And right now we were split up into two. But the Most High has come to make us whole again. So from that two will be one again. This makes what they're saying. They're saying Judah and Israel are going to come together. As some people would like to say, the northern and southern kingdom. But here, we just say Israel. We'll be one whole body again. Excuse me. And that's the whole purpose. And that's the Most High wants more than anything, for us to be as one people. He don't want, that talk anymore of northern tribe, southern tribe. We're all the same. No matter which of the 12 tribes you hail from, we're all the same people. We're all going to come together. We're all going to worship the Most High and do His work. Right, keep going up.
Verse 28. And it shall come to pass that, like as I have watched over them, to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith the Lord.
Right. So right there, the Most High, this is honestly what the Most High has done. All that right there. Like he said, to pluck up, break down, throw down, destroy, and afflict. We are who's there were people who's more afflicted. Right. And I know some people watch Nail Cry Africa. But let it be known, a lot of those Africans are afflicting their own people.
Mm-hmm.
That they do it to themselves. They'll say, "Oh, the kids in the Chinese sweatshops." Once again, that's the Chinese afflicting their own people. Listen, I'm not here to solve the African and Chinese problem, right? I can't do that. I can't. Listen, I can't worry about what's going on with them, while my people are being afflicted here. Listen, the difference between them and us is they reign over their countries.
Right.
There's an African Union for all the countries in Africa. China is its own country. So I can't go over to China and tell China what to do with these people. I can't go to Africa and tell them what to do with their people. They got to figure that out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Plus that's an analogy I like to make. You know what I'm saying? It's the airplane analogy. Who I don't know if you ever ridden an airplane. What's the one thing they tell you before you take off? Besides the seatbelt.
Turn your phone off.
Okay, now for safety reasons, if anything was to happen, right, and those oxygen masks deploy, what do they tell you to do first?
Put yours on first.
Put yours on first. Yeah. And then what?
Then help somebody.
Help somebody else. How can you help somebody if you're losing oxygen? You can't. You're going to kill you both.
Yep.
When a lifeguard goes save somebody, they wait until they stop struggling. Mm-hmm. People think that's cruel, but that's smart because you're struggling. My lifeguard comes to save you. All you're going to do is drown him with you.
Right.
So as much as people want to care about those kids working those mines in Africa and those Chinese kids in those sweatshops, I first have to worry about my people. Because how can I help anybody else when we're drowning? We're losing oxygen. We're being afflicted over here. Listen, the white man has not let his foot up off our neck for the last 400 or 500 years.
Right.
And people think just because you might be able to get a little bit of money, you can make some money here. You can make some money, get yourself a nice house, a nice car. What does that mean at the end of the day when your people are still struggling?
Right.
What does that supposed to mean when your people are still at the bottom of the barrel? Like, as it's always repeated, the last hired and the first fired. What does all that mean when they keep putting drugs and dope in your neighborhoods? What does all those nice things supposed to mean when they kill us at an unreasonable rate? You know what I'm saying? All those things means nothing. Like most I said, to pluck us, throw us down, to afflict us. We've been afflicted more than anybody else in this place. You're black, Hispanic, American. You know what the affliction is here. And the white man, like I said, the white man's the devil the Bible speaks of. Why is that? Because he lies and he pits us against each other. That's affliction, to be put against your brother. To have to fight against your brother for who? For the sake of the white man who destroyed both of us? Like, what sense does that make for me to argue with a Native American brother over what? The same people that came and stole the land and put you on the reservations. Same people that put my people in slavery. The same man that made you talk English and talk Spanish and talk Portuguese did the same to me, or French, the Haitian. You know what I'm saying? But these are the same people that afflict us and they want us to you know what I'm saying, to fight each other. But the one enemy we should be fighting is the one man who keeps pitting us against each other. Right. But the Most High said, you know what I'm saying, so I watch over them to build and to plant. You know, seeing Most High's waiting for you to come back. He's going to build us up and then plant us in our own land. These days are coming. Keep going up.
Verse 29. In those days, they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten a sour grape, and the children's teeth are set on edge. But every one shall die for his own iniquity. Every man that eateth the sour grape, his teeth shall be set on edge.
Right. So no more will we have to continue to take the blame for our forefathers, man, for what they did, or what your parents did. That might put you in this position, or what your grandfather did. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, that's like mistakes of our fathers. I'm saying we'll end up suffering, right? The child will suffer from the knowledge that his father has or doesn't has, or lack the knowledge of. The Bible says that people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's our regret that you get to your child. I'm saying that gets him to run the same wicked path that he was on. But those days are coming to an end. Now you'll pay for the mistakes that you made. You know what I'm saying? This is the time. You know what I'm saying? This is you're in your, I don't like to say it because it sounds so Christian, but this is your grace period. You only got one. You got this chance to make it right. You know what I'm saying? Or or you can play with it and then see where you end up there. I wouldn't want to be here when those bombs dropped though. Right. I don't know about you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to wait for the day where Christ says, "No, get from me. I never knew you." I don't think I can bear to hear those words. Keep going up.
Verse 30. Actually, verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Right. So right here is most establishing one thing. This is what the Christian church tries to get over, right? That they feel like this doesn't mean anything. Most High says because the day come, Most High will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Right. So this gives a prerequisite who the new covenant is for. Right. So if you're not either one of these people, you can't be in the covenant. Most High has made it clear who the covenant is for. Like you said, I make a covenant with the house of Israel, with the house of Judah. You have to be one or the other, right? There is no in between. I'll keep going for the way over there. Verse 32, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers, the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. All right, so once again, the Most High, once that the criteria is going, right? So your forefathers had to be one of the people that your forefathers had to be the people that was led out of Egypt. So those are not your ancestors. This covenant doesn't apply to you. All right, keep going from me out.
Verse 32, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord.
Right. So Once again, Christians like to use the word, like use certain words called biblical integrity, or being biblically correct. Words that Christians love to use. Every time I got a battle with the brother at the spot, I understand that he will always say, "Well, brother, we have to be biblically correct." Now I always tell him, "Well, show me where God is for everybody. Show me." I asked him, "Who's the new covenant for?" It's for everybody. Show me. But we have to be biblically correct. That's fine. Show me. You remember we're going to go to a little bit. It's John 3:16, which Christian's favorite verse to go to, which is not what they think it means. That's
So, like, a question, if I could, sir. What does that mean? Biblically correct. What does that mean?
So Christians, when they say you got to be biblically correct, they say you have to be correct according to what the Bible says.
Oh, okay.
So we know just based off that, Christians can never be biblically correct because they never go what the Bible says.
Right.
The second you hear someone it's in the Bible, they'll try every twist and turn to change it to where they say you don't understand the context. The context here is pretty clear. I don't know if I can change or twist it any other way than what it reads right on the paper.
Right.
And the words in black and white. I can't make it anything new. I can't make it anything different. It is what it is. I'm saying the Most High says that he's gonna make a covenant with the house of Judah, the house of Israel. He also says no, not according to the covenant he made with the fathers that he took them by the hand to lead them out of Egypt. So if you're not Israel, you're not Judah, your forefathers didn't come out of Egypt, the covenant isn't for you.
Right.
You're not part of the so-called new covenant that the Christians love to talk about so much. Keep going up.
Yes, sir. Verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after the.
Wait. That says everybody, right?
Salagi, sir. It says house of Israel.
You're talking about the house of Edomites, though, right?
No, it says the house of Israel, to be biblically correct.
You're talking about the house of Moab.
House of Israel.
No, I think you're reading that wrong. That definitely says the house of the world.
The house of Israel.
House of Israel. Okay, keep going. I'm making sure we're being biblically correct today. Keep going.
After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people.
All right, so this to all you fake Israelites out there, okay? You still need to be taught the law. All right? Stop thinking everything is so damn out of this world. Right? How was you as a child would know what the law is unless you're taught it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They assume that once you're born, you're going to know exactly what the law is. That's not true. You still have to be taught the law. But at this point in time, you're not going to be so steadfast to break it. Because we're going to be in rulership, so the law is going to be the law. All these things that we have around us right now, for temptation, things like that, they will not be around.
Right.
So it'd be a lot harder for them to come and break this law.
Right.
So you still have to be taught it because as a child knows nothing. I don't know if y'all know children are very stupid. All right. And not because they choose to be stupid. They don't know any better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. Listen, I got kids.
Right.
Listen, they can be stupid, and adults can be stupid at times too. You know what I'm saying? You know, so especially believe everything is supposed to be something so mythical, right? You know what I'm saying? Thinking that but it will be on your ear part because it will always be on your mind because it'll always be taught. The law goes, it's going nowhere, right? That's going to be around for forever. We're going to go into Matthew's 1:21, right? So we're going to get into a few things, right? We're going to get into Yahweh Shah Mashiach. You know what I'm saying? Christians will say Jesus Christ. And just for those out there, right? I know you'll see some people, you'll see some figures like they'll say Hamashiach. Uh, that just means the Christ. Anybody know the had is a preposition meaning the.
Right.
So I would say that, but it's really just Mashiach.
Right.
Because really, when most time you see Jesus Christ, you don't see the.
Right.
So Yahweh Shai Mashiach is good enough to say. You have to add the ha in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they do. Listen, they're not in the school, so
Right.
they don't know any better. They're as dumb children waiting to be taught.
Right.
I said they can be taught. They say they want to come in.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. You can read for that.
Go, sir. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Right. So once again, right. So Christ is making it very evident who he's coming for. Right. He's putting it plain. He's putting it clear. Well, this is not Christ's word. This is Most High talking to. Let's see. Well, this is the angel. The Most High sent the angel to talk to Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
If I could I'm gonna just sidebar real quick. All right. It takes two people to make a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Just people don't understand. Joseph is Christ's father. He is Yahweh Shai's father. Not just his earthly stepdaddy, as most people want to put it out there. Because then, by you saying that, you will then have to say that, you know what I'm saying, Mary was espoused to Joseph. So as everybody knows, that's you can consider that as basically cheating when you take another man's espoused wife. Right? So you have to say that the Most High broke his own law to get Mary pregnant. The law that he gave us to not be an adulterer. You're saying that you say that Most High got Mary pregnant. You're saying that the Most High is an adulterer.
Right.
Because he went and said no. Now, granted, saying Mary and Joseph at this time before Mary got pregnant. No, wait. Yeah, she was pregnant. So you're saying that Most High went behind their back. But there's other instances in the Bible where the Most High has said, the Holy Spirit should come upon you. You should bear a son. So all those times, Most High just it's just going in to have sex with people's wives.
Mm.
That's what you're claiming. You say that. What you're doing is that you are mixing the Bible with Greek culture.
Right.
If you know anything about the Greek gods, you know what I'm saying, specifically Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
In their story, Zeus has a habit of sleeping with men's wives and getting them pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
He does that a lot. And sometimes it's by force.
Mm.
But basically almost all the time it's by force. And saying the Greeks are some weird people. One time he came in as a swan and got a woman pregnant.
Ooh.
Listen, that's what you're doing when you say that's what the Most High did to Mary. That's what you're saying. The Most High has done, and that's very Christian like. But the Most High did not do that. Joseph did have sex with Mary. They had sex before the actual marriage date. She got pregnant on their first time. I know people think that's impossible. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely. I know plenty of women who had sex with one guy one night, and now they're pregnant with the child.
Yep.
So what you gonna do? Are you gonna say that was the Most High's baby? Listen, the Most High can't have sex with me. Well, I could sworn we smashed last night. Well, no, not you. It's the Most High.
Right.
It's God's baby. Okay, whatever you say. You want to add?
Slakia. The scriptures say that the earth is the Most High's footstool. So the earth is too big to hold the Most High. Too small to hold the Most High. And Christians will actually believe that, proportionately speaking, she's still alive after this proposed marriage between her and the Most High.
Listen, that's not even the wildest thing I've heard right now. I don't want to get into it today. I'll tell you at the class, one of the things that I heard that was just so wild and so outlandish to me, man. I was what's this heard the joke and it just made me laugh. It was like I was so befuddled.
Right.
I look, this is such a funny word to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was befuddled when I saw it. I was like, this is beyond crazy. But yeah, but you hear him, so jump back onto jumping back online, right? You know what I'm saying? There's no first one says, and she shall bear a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, and for he shall save his people from their sin. Once again, I like to say this for everybody. Once again, I ask any so-called white man that's watching, what sins do you need to be saved from? What sins? What do you need to be saved from? Your people are already run the world. What is it that you are lacking? Is it power? Are you a white man that don't have power? That's what you want? Because in this country, you can get it if you're white easily. It's very easy. Joel Osteen has some type of power. All those evangelists, listen, all those evangelists and things like that, they have a level of power in Congress because they can pay whatever congressman or congresswoman whatever money they want to get whatever bill they want passed. That will help them keep their money tax free. That way they can keep $1 million matches and use the church money to buy $1 million jets. And not just regular jets. No, they're not going to buy a jet for the church. They're going to buy a private jet for them and their family because they have to go do the work, the Lord's work. Listen, Christ rode on a mule or jackass, whatever you want to call it. Christ went from house to house. That's how our King lived. Now, if you call him your so-called Lord and Savior, are you saying you're far above Christ? Are you saying you're better than him? What? You're going to take that $1 million jet, right? 55 million, 65 million private jet. You're going to fly over Africa to give them the word of Christ. Let me ask you something, Mr. Evangelist. Since you've been since you need to save people, you see saving people from their sins. How has Africa benefited from your help? I would like to know how Africa benefited. That's what I would like to know. Not saying I care about the Hamites over there. I don't. But I feel that's a legitimate question. How have they benefited from your evangelism as a whole? As a matter of fact, how has our brothers and sisters benefited here in the States in our own neighborhoods? How have we benefited from your Christianity? What sins did you save us from that made us better people? That's a question I would like to have answered. Is who on this entire earth has ever benefited from the white man's evangelism? Who have they saved from their sins? Matter of fact, tell me what sins you're saving them from. That's the question that I pose, right? I hope soon I get an answer to. I probably won't. We'll move on to Matthew, right? We'll jump to 10. We'll go to Matthew 10. Let's start at verse 5.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Right. So now You cannot. Does your word, does your Bible have the red letters?
Come on, sir.
So who is that speaking at this moment?
That's Christ, sir.
That's Christ, right? And he's doing what?
He's commanding.
Giving a commandment, right? So he's giving a command. He's telling them what to do, right? So go and read that again. It said, "Go not what?
Go not into the way of the Gentiles."
Right. So we have to break down a Gentile, right? Matter of fact, I need to get this ready. So we're gonna see. Oh, I went way too far. You can look up the word Gentile for me real quick. We're gonna get what a Gentile is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. A lot of people have confusions of what a Gentile is. The brother, the spot I'm standing at, the brother I talked to, he has a very narrow-minded of what a Gentile is. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad thing to see because he honestly doesn't know the definition. You try to ask him, "Do you know what a Gentile is?" It's not Israelite. So can an Israelite be considered a Gentile? Well, no, because that's not a Gentile. Actually, are you sure about that? Well, yeah. It shows me that he doesn't have the biblical knowledge. He doesn't have the biblical knowledge that he thinks he has. A lot of Christians, they have this outstanding biblical knowledge until you actually ask them what they believe and question them on it. And then try to hold it to that one point because they'll try to go all over the earth when you ask them a question. And when you hold it to that one spot, they freeze up. And they'll tell you, "Well, brother, you gotta read your Bible. You gotta know your Bible."
Sluggy, if I could, sir. Christians are just sick with "I'm right, you're wrong." It doesn't even matter. Like, you can just say the sky is blue, and Christians, well, it depends on how you. Oh my goodness, they're just so sick with "I have to be right" and "you have to be wrong." You don't love white people. Slut.
Right. You got the definition?
Come on, sir. Gentiles. Usually, it means a non-Israelite.
Wait. You say that word loud and say it slow for me.
Usually.
Okay, so listen. If anybody don't, this is read what that book is again, real quick.
This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
This is a study tool for anybody that reads the Bible. You should have a Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary to give you not only give you definitions, but also give you what certain names might be called certain times, right? So if you read about Esther, you'll see that you'll talk about King Ahasuerus. Well, we know Ahasuerus today as Xerxes. That book will give you that kind of knowledge. That way you know who exactly is talking about, because you might not call things the same that they called them back then. Right. So when they say that, so start from the beginning again. Say that word nice and slow for me.
Usually.
This is the dictionary of the word Gentile. Go ahead.
Usually it means a non-Israelite people.
Usually it means a non-Israelite people, which means what? Keep going.
Under conditions of peace, considerate treatment was accorded Gentiles by the Israelites under the Old Testament law. Men of Israel often married Gentile women.
Which means women of other nations. Keep going.
Of whom Rahab, Ruth, and Bathsheba are notable examples. But
once again, I'm gonna get the word Ahab again, but Ruth was an Israelite. She was not a Gentile. Not in terms of that speaking. Does it say where Israelites can be considered Gentiles? It should say about how Israelites can be considered a Gentile, or sometimes the word would be used to be heathen, right?
Right.
Don't worry about it. We'll keep going.
Okay.
Take a time, but that word in the beginning is very, very important. You see that word usually? which means what? It means there's an exception to the rule, which means you could be considered a Gentile. You're Israelite, you're considered a Gentile if you're going away from people's customs. You could be considered a heathen if you do as the heathens do. You know what's that saying? When they're in Rome, do as the Romans. Listen, you want to be a Gentile, do what the Gentiles do. You'll be called one. So that's why I said the word usually, because the Israelite can be considered a Gentile. I keep going with verse 6. Yeah, we'll jot that.
Okay. So book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right. So let's say it again, but read that nice, loud and slow for me.
Concert. But
that's a very one, because at the end of the other one said, into the seat of the Samaritans, enter ye not. Don't go do what the Samaritans do.
Right.
Right. You're going to the city. You're going to the city to find our people.
Right.
Keep going.
But go rather to the lost sheep.
Go to everyone.
Lost sheep.
Those are already found.
The lost sheep.
To the whole world.
The lost sheep.
All right, keep going.
Of the house of Israel.
The world.
Of Israel.
The white man.
House of Israel.
The Chinese man.
The house of Israel.
The Arab man.
The house of Israel.
Japanese man.
The house of Israel.
The Portuguese man.
The house of Israel.
I don't know, run out of nations, man. The German man.
The house of Israel.
So you have to be of the who?
The house of Israel.
House of Israel. This is who Christ is coming for. These are the Christ. These are red letters, right?
Yes, sir.
Trying to make sure, you know what I'm saying? This is, but if you don't know, okay, real quick, get your name is Warrior of Yahweh. We know when that Passover is, so you want to attend the ISUPK Passover. If you're a brother, you have to be so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American on your father's side, right? All right, and so our Passover will be next week. You know what I'm saying, on April 1st. You can go there early if you want. You brothers heading over there Wednesdays and Thursdays. You have a whole itinerary on Facebook. You can look at it. You type in ISUPK. You know, it'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina. And it's which was a $200 Passover fee.
Yes, sir.
But don't worry about that. You will not, if you're a brother or sister, you will not be turned away. You know, if you don't have it, rather if you one of our people, you definitely come out to try North Carolina. That's where we'll be at. You know, so I'm gonna have, like I said, a whole itinerary plan. You know, Thursday gonna have Thursday the sand plantation tour. They're gonna have a all black party on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Coming up to what does April 1st fall on? What's that? Oh, that's a Saturday. So we have a whole itinerary plan. You know, starting Wednesday. You know, we have the slaughter the lamb. You know, everything from Wednesday to Thursday to Saturday. Everything's planned out. Of course, you come out on April 1st at sundown, where we will start the Passover. So that's how you can do it. Whatever zone you in, go to ISUPK.com, find whatever city you in, get the number and call that number closer to you. You better get more information from that brother. All right, but continuing on. Right, I lost my train of thought. So,
verse 7, sir.
Oh, lie. No, we're not gonna go to verse 7. No, yeah, might as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, sir. Verse 7. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Right, this is what we do in UPK. You tell the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Are you on the bar? All right, yeah. So this is what we say the kingdom of heaven is at hand. We've been saying it for the last, this has been said for the last 2,000 years. We've been saying it since 1969. Listen, it is not on us to tell the Most High when He's going to come back.
Right.
When He's going to send Christ down with the angels. All right, that's not enough for us to do. Most High knows when He'll send us back. Remember, the Most High doesn't see time as we see time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even black people, even as black people, we don't see time as everybody else sees time. We are very loose when it comes to time. That's why a lot of times we'll say something starts earlier to get you to come in because we know you're going to be late.
Right.
So if I say 3 o'clock, you're not going to be there till about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times people will purposely say a later time because they know that you'll only show up because you think you'll be later. Black people are just funny when it comes to time. Like, think about the way we talk. We don't talk as in times everybody else talk. If I tell you it's been a hot minute since I've seen you,
that does. Man.
Like some cases it could have just been like I could be saying that for fun because I might have just seen you a minute ago.
Right.
But it's normally just said because I ain't seen it in a long while. You know what I'm saying? We're effort for CPT.
Yeah.
What you got?
So that's why niggas, when niggas give a time frame for something, usually they know because niggas is how niggas are. We'll say, yo, I'm gonna be there around 3-ish, 2-ish, around noonish.
The issue is like because we know they're not gonna talk that time. If a brother tells you like I'm on the way, most time he just getting up.
Yep.
Just get his clothes on.
Yep.
He is not on the way.
Yep.
Not there. Listen, my auntie, I used to live in Flint, Michigan, right?
Oh.
My auntie, my cousin lives literally right around the corner from me. My auntie said, we're gonna go to the skating rink. Cool, auntie, let me get my rollerblades. I'm happy, we're gonna go skating. I'm gonna spend time with my cousins. I'm gonna be there around noon to pick you up.
Oh, Lord.
This woman didn't show up to 3 o'clock. And I was like, I went to my pops like, why my auntie saw that? He was like, oh, I was like they stayed right around the corner. There is no need to tell me noon and not show up for another few hours.
Yeah.
At one point I was like, I told my pops like, I'm just gonna walk over there. I'm just gonna go walk over. I've done it so many times. He was like, nah, just wake up. I won't have to yell at me later about it. That's how black people are. Black people are just funny when it comes to time. We don't necessarily see time the same way everybody else sees time. Time is very relative to us, unless it's an absolute deadline for something.
Right.
Then all of a sudden we have a fixed time.
Right.
Frame. So like for the Passover, right? We have a time frame on that day when the Passover will start. Notice at sundown, we're going to pick what time was going to be at sundown for that day in that region. And that's the time that we're going to be starting the prayers and everything else like that.
Right.
Because we're being strict on that point. But when we're not being strict on time has no relevance to us.
Right.
So this class is supposed to start at 11. I didn't start till 11:15. Listen, Officer Brock is with me. The class was supposed to start at 10. Sometimes we didn't start to 12.
Yep.
That's niggas for you. Yeah. Don't try to leave a function either.
Nah.
Don't. Listen, I've learned from myself to never tell my kids. I never give them time frame. Just listen. If I'm gonna leave, I'm leaving right then and there. I try. I've done to my kids what my mom has done to me, and I promise I'll never do that to my kids again. I'm not telling my kids we're gonna be leaving in 10 minutes. And I'll spend the next 30 minutes talking to Kabata mom. Oh man. Then last one I did to my youngest was like, Dad, you told me 10 minutes. I know what I told you.
Yeah.
My middle conversation, you got to wait.
Yeah.
Me sometimes my mom be like, I go get your shoes on. Middle of playing the game with my friends and my cousins. Hey, we leave, go get your shoes on. All right, cool, man. Get my shoes on. I'm standing by the door with my sister, waiting. My mom talking to my auntie, her friend. Who was she talking to? Talking. All right, cool. She's saying goodbye. She's still saying goodbye. Now she's in the floor. What are you talking about now?
Oh man.
Mom, because now my shoes are on. I don't want to take my shoes off. And my mom, my auntie's house is right. You cannot go past the door with your shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to untie these shoes and take them back off again.
Mm-hmm.
Mom thought we was leaving. Give me 10 minutes.
Oh.
We ended up being there for like a whole another hour. I'm standing by the door for an hour, waiting for my mom to finish talking to my auntie, saying goodbye.
Oh, it's a lot. If I could. That's why the Passover is 7 days. It's gonna take niggas 3 days to say hello and 3 days to say goodbye. We got 1 day for Passover. The rest is high and by.
Hey, listen, this is Passover's one of the hardest times to be saying goodbye. You know what I'm saying? You go see everybody. Listen, I can't wait for the kingdom to come. We can have the full week like it's supposed to have. We're supposed to have a full week for the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's supposed to encompass, you know what I'm saying, the feast of unleavened bread. That's supposed to be those 7 days. You got Passover. At the next day at the Passover, starts the feast of unleavened bread.
Right.
When all those days to be together, that ends. Everybody goes home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be like, yes, we're there for the feast of unleavened bread, but really, we're still gonna do lamb slaughter when the kingdom comes. So that's gonna be like a half a month thing. That's an ordeal.
Yeah. Yes, it's a whole it's a whole thing, right? And like I said, black people, we have a time issue. So when you say the kingdom is at hand,
Mm-hmm.
we can say we can be saying for now for the next 10, 20, 30 years. It don't matter. The Most High will be here, and the Most High says he's going to be here. The Most High is like, you know what I'm saying? You don't rush the Most High is like trying to rush your mom or your pops when they say we're leaving right now.
Right. Oh,
Because my mom told me plenty times to hush.
uh-huh.
We're leaving, not say we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Most High will be here when he says he says he'll be here. On his time, not yours, not mine. His time. Listen, Christ don't even know when he's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Christ right now is like the son standing right there by the door, waiting to go, but he's like, yo, pops. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, my boots tied, got my pants tucked in, you know what I'm saying? I got the garment, I'm ready to go. Nah, all right, cool. Listen, that's how I felt. I know about y'all. We're gonna keep going though. Let's go to Matthew 15. 15:24.
15:24.
Matter of fact, before we do that, right? We're gonna go up a little bit to verse 21. Get the full context.
Oh, 15:21. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 21.
Just everybody should know. So this whole class right now is showing who Christ came for. That's the whole thing we're doing today. That's what all these verses are. That's why I make sure I get these verses that from Christ himself saying who he came for.
Right.
So right there in verse 10, Christ clearly said it, told his disciples, told the 12 to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. We in UPK, we go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, brothers here, we've all been that lost sheep. It's like, it wasn't for Christ, you know what I'm saying? The Most High giving us this extra time, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Y'all wouldn't be in this room. You wouldn't be watching this video. You know what I'm saying? The service. You know what I'm saying? Christ was very, very specific about who sent his people to. Most High said he changes not. So Most High don't change. Christ don't change. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get it for me.
Sir. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 21. Then Jesus went thence and departed into the coasts of Tyre and Sidon. You know what? Salakia. Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil.
All right, pause on that real quick. I want to just grab something. Now, this woman was living in the land of Canaan, right? You know what I'm saying? And but Christ, you know what I'm saying, he rejected. He rejected this woman. One second, I'm just trying to find. Is it? verse in Mark that gives you a little bit more depth to what's going on.
It's a lot. If I could, sir, I got Canaan in the Donovan Bible Dictionary.
But I'm not Canaan, right? I need a.
Okay.
Thought it was in Mark 7, right? To where it's the same account that we're reading right now, but on Mark's side, Mark gives a little bit more detail.
Ah, yes.
Okay, I got it. Okay. All right, so just you ain't got to read. I'm going to go ahead and read it.
Okay.
But Mark 7, right, in 26. I'm going to start verse 25. So just everybody knows, it's the same exact account, right, that we were just reading in Matthew. This is from Mark's perspective.
Right.
Mark gave you a little bit more detail. For a certain woman whose young daughter, Mark 7, so that verse 25. For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit, heard of him, and came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek Syrophoenician by nation. So this talking about a white woman. So even though it says woman from Canaan, that's telling what land she's living at that current time.
Right.
At this current time, she's living in the land of Canaan. But the woman, this is a white woman, a Syrophoenician by nation. That's who she is. So that's all I wanted to give context to, so that way people know that this woman right now out of the land of Canaan is a white woman. All right, let's make sure we give that context too. Keep going up.
And behold, the woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word.
Right. So just real quick, I thought Christ loved everybody.
He answered her not a word.
So you tell me Christ ignored this woman's pleas for help?
Answered her not a word.
I mean, that sounds like ignoring somebody to me. I mean, I'm not trying to take that out of context. I'm trying to be biblically correct right now. So I'm trying to be biblically correct right now. I don't want to take it out of context, but it seems to me like he was ignoring this woman that came asking for help to heal her daughter. After, by this point in time, he done healed a blind man. You know what I'm saying? I think this is after Lazarus. Yeah, this after he fed 5,000 people with the fish and bread. So he been healing the sick. He done walked on water. He did all these things, but this white woman comes to ask for help. He ignores her. Right? That's what Christ was doing. Keep going.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us.
Listen, you got this. Oh, we're back in Matthew 15, chapter 15.
15 and 23.
Yeah, 15 and 23. Right. So, so this is so once again, like I said, Christ didn't answer her a word. He ignored the woman. And his disciples said, "Send her away." Now, if I'm following somebody, I'm gonna do what they do, right?
Right.
So if Christ is not giving this woman any time of day, why my disciples give her any time of day?
Right.
He's like, listen, she keep calling after us, man. You can tell this woman to get up out of here, dog. Like, come on, my Lord. Listen, she kind of fed up with her coming over here and bothering us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on right now. Christ is just kind of whatever. He just on strolling. You know what I'm saying? But she want to help. Keep going.
Salakia.
Verse 24.
Verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent.
I am
not sent.
No. You're adding that word.
Nah, Salakia. Salakia, to be biblically correct, the word is N-O-T after M.
Are you positive?
Absolutely, sir, and it's in red too.
It's in red. Nah, that's. Keep going.
Sir.
I think you're lying to me.
One second. Verse 24 it says, but he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the
Wait.
lost.
When you say that, but nice, loud, and clear.
But
Very
unto the lost sheep.
everybody.
The lost sheep.
We're all lost sheep.
Of the house of Israel.
Nah, that's everybody. That's the world.
Of the house of Israel.
You keep lying to me, man. Like, are you sure you're being biblically correct right now?
Sir, it said right here in verse 24, it says, but he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right. This is Christ sent to lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
That has not changed. That is who he came here for.
Mm-hmm.
He did not come for everybody. He did not love everybody. He loved his people. Those his people being the Israelites. That's what he came for. Not everybody. Remember, Christ is of the tribe of Judah.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he's a tribe of. That's one people that he came to see, right? Well, drop that. Give me John 4:22.
Oh, sir.
And for context, so we're gonna go up a little bit for context, right? So I'm just give it to you. So in John chapter 4, right, Christ comes to this well. There's a woman at the well, right? And then he asks,
I got him, sir.
Oh, don't worry, you can touch on too, but I'm getting the backdrop real quick.
Okay.
So Christ goes to a well. There's a woman at the well. The woman is a Samaritan woman, right? And he asks her for water, and he tells her to go get her man. She says, "I have no man." He says, "Right, because you have had 5." He called her a hoe. That's what he called her. He said she's had 5 husbands, and the man that she's with right now is not her husband either. And she says, "Hold on, wait. Make sure the woman in verse 19, the woman said unto him, 'Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.'" She said, because he knew that she got around. So, "You are a prophet. How did you know such things?"
Oh, man.
I first read, I was like, "Wow." So she there's no denying it. She's
right.
like, "Yeah, it's true."
Yeah.
You're right, but here's where her fatal flaw lies. Right, start at verse 20.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 20. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain.
Now, this sister man one thing she's talking about her people. This is the same thing that the so-called Amalekites do today. The so-called Jewish man. They're thinking that our people that worship the Most High, they think that they're the people that did it. She's making the same exact mistake that they made, thinking that her forefathers worshiped there. Keep going.
And ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
Right, keep going.
Jesus saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father.
Listen, I thought everybody is supposed to worship the Father, man.
Sloppy, if I could, sir. It sounds like the whole time he's just checking her. Like from the time that he was like, yeah, you had 5. Like he's just straight up, kind of calling her out and then telling her, yo, you're not even gonna be around. Like
exactly what he's doing at this moment. Go ahead and jump to verse 22.
Verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship.
Right. You don't know what you're worshiping. So-called Christians don't know what they're worshiping, right?
Right.
The so-called white men don't know what he's worshiping. The so-called Jewish men don't know what he's worshiping.
Right.
They think that they're worshiping the Father. They are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They are liars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are. They don't know what they're worshiping.
Right.
They have no idea. They have no clue. You go in that Christian church, you think that you're able to worship the Most High? You're wrong. Right. The God that you serve is the God of this Bible. The God this Bible is a man of war. Is God love? Yes, he is love. But if you're not doing his commandments, why should he love you? If you're not of his people, why should he love you? He only chose one people. It's written all throughout the scripture. He keeps talking about Jeremiah. He keeps talking about Judah and Israel, or just Israel. Sometimes he just said Judah, which most of encompasses the whole entire tribe of Israel. We are the only ones he's came here for. Nobody else. So in the UPK, we know what we worship. Those other people, they have no clue who they worship. None at all. Keep going.
For salvation is of the Jews.
Everybody.
The Jews.
Everybody.
Jews.
Everybody.
The Jews.
Everybody.
The Jews.
White man.
The Jews.
Asian.
The Jews.
Arab.
Jews.
Who else we got over there? The Pacific Islanders.
The Jews.
Eskimos.
The Jews.
Salvation is of the Jews. What color is this, man?
Salaki said, "This is red."
This is red, right? So this is Christ speaking.
Come on, sir.
Salvation is of the Jews. It's of Israel. Right here, the costume can be ended. Right, service can be ended. What else is there for me to say? Right? What else is there? I mean, Christ said it all. What you got?
Oh, so like I was gonna give precept Romans 9:13. It does say salvation is of the Jews, but I mean, and of course it's Zephaniah 2:20, 2:12, and things like that.
Oh, Zephaniah 2:1?
Oh, 2:12.
2:12? Okay, no, something about
it.
Yeah. But there is one that they will come back to you with the most. We're going to go ahead. Let's go to John 3:16 real quick.
Come on, walk up. Come on, sir.
Now, at this moment, backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
At this moment, Christ is currently speaking with Nicodemus.
Right.
Right. And who is Nicodemus?
He's a Jew, sir.
He's a Jew. All right. What sect is he a part of?
He's a part of the Pharisees, sir.
Part of the Pharisees. Those who don't know, who's never read the Maccabees, the Pharisees came out of that deal with the Greeks. So the Pharisees are not usually they can be Levites, but they're not priests. They're just a certain sect of Jews at that time that held authority and power. It's the same as your Christian pastors today, right? As they hold authority and power, right? Those are who the Pharisees are. Nicodemus is a Pharisee who came to talk to Christ when nobody else was around.
Right.
So go ahead and read John. Go ahead and read John 3:16.
It's the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
Right. So this is what Christian will come back to right here. The whosoever, brother, the whosoever believeth in God shall have everlasting life. I was trying my best Sunday preacher right there. That's it. That's nothing. Sunday schools. I try to give my best shot to do it. I don't know if I make a good pastor. I don't think. Listen, I don't sweat enough. I seen one video. This guy he start talking all respect. I was like, God damn. You didn't start talking. How you already sweaty? You didn't start talking. And I'm like, damn. That's how they're gonna come to you. They're going to emphasize the whosoever.
Right.
The whosoever. The world, brother. The world.
Right.
Who's ever heard of SeaWorld? Are you part of the SeaWorld? Who's ever heard of a third world nation? Are you part of a third world nation? Who's ever heard of a second world nation? The reason I don't know about any numbers. Only first or second world, first or third world. Third world means that your country is just it ain't much nothing, right? So who's ever used the phrase? You're not in my world. So it's safe to say that the word world has a certain connotation, right? It's very contextual when you use the word world.
Right.
Now, in some instances, world could mean the whole earth.
Right.
But most times when people say world, we're normally talking about specific people.
Right.
Now, the general definition of world is a society, age of society.
Right.
Right. That's the normal definition of world. We're gonna get to some precepts real quick just to kind of back up that this is not talking about everybody. First of all, let me get Psalms 90. With Psalms 90. Let me put my finger in the place. Hold on. Let me get there with you. One sec. You say because Psalms. All right, go ahead. Give 90 Psalms 90 and 2.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 90, verse 2. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God.
Right. So Psalm 92 tells you that before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world. Most times making a distinction between the earth and the world. The earth is the planet that we live on. The world, in this context, is just a society that he's creating for the Israelites. He's creating our world specifically for us. That's what he's doing. Drop that. Go to Hebrews 11. Go start verse 3.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 3. Through faith, we understand that the worlds.
Right. So, is this word is it singular or is it plural?
Salakia, sir, it's plural.
Go spell it out for me.
WORLDS.
Right, it's plurals. Right. Go ahead. Keep going.
Sir.
Matter of fact, start from the beginning again.
Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
Right. So we know through faith, the worlds were framed by the word of God. The Most High made more than one world.
Right.
Right. So he made more than one world upon this earth. That's what we know. Mm-hmm. We see it every day. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be the last one we get to. Last one we get to for the day, right? So Isaiah 45:17. So we're gonna see which world the Most High came for. We're gonna get that in Isaiah. Which we've pretty much said it.
I don't understand it. You said that he only have one world for the Israelites. So can you tell me what's the other worlds besides?
Those other worlds are just like I said. World is just being his age or society or place culture. So everybody else on this earth has their own world. Okay. Like you got the white man, you got animals have their world.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Okay. It's like if I could, would it be permissible to elaborate? So the fish live in the water. We humans live in a different world than fish. Birds live in the air. Fish, birds, and humans live in different worlds. There's a city in Arizona called Desert Mountain, and it is a city that is filled with mansions as far as the eyes can see. That is a different world, and you've never seen it because you can't get in.
It's here?
It's in Arizona. It is a city that is filled with enormous mansions as far as the eye can see. Mm-hmm. I only know because I'm a contractor, but those are different worlds, sir.
Right, the different world than if you live in the ghetto
Okay.
We don't know that world where the mansion sits at.
Right.
That world is different from us. We would have no understanding of that. Just like those same people would have no understanding of the ghetto world that we live in. I'm saying that word is ghetto, but where we live, it's two different things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? The Most High says, you know what I'm saying? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Esau world time frame is coming to an end where everybody follows them. Now next will be the world that we create that everybody will follow after us.
Yeah,
Right?
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and give me Isaiah 45. Go start at verse 17.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Right. So that's the nice, bow tie knot on a gift that you get for somebody. That's the nice ribbon, bow tie, whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Most High says himself, but Israel shall be saved. Not the whole world.
Right.
Not everybody. Not the white man,
Right.
the Arab man, the Asian man,
Right.
the Pacific Islanders, the Aborigines. Nobody. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Right.
So is that like when you say separate world? Is that like where they say underground, like something we'll never see, like it's an underground world?
Well, it can be underground world, but more specifically, like like if you go around, let's say, use his job for example. If you go around people with those mansions, those people live a life that you could never understand.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. So we live in two different lives. We're from two different places.
Right.
It'd be hard to understand each other.
Right.
The Chinese have their own world. The Japanese have their own world. So unless you go there and study, you will never really understand Japanese culture. You'll never understand Chinese culture. You understand the culture of the Arabs. They live in a completely different world from you. Their society is different from our society. Right. So that's most of what we're saying at this point in time. Right. So like I said, the everlasting salvation, ye should not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Ours would be the society that won't end. When the time comes, when Christ comes back and Most High sends Christ down, and kingdom of heaven is established here on earth, that will never go away.
Damn.
It will be in place forever.
Goddamn
right. And how do we know this? This is not the only place where this prophecy is given. You also find this in Daniel as well. Not only with Daniel, yes, the only thing with Daniel. I don't know if you know about Nebuchadnezzar. So Nebuchadnezzar was given a dream, a vision by the Most High of what's to come. And Daniel was, being a prophet of the Most High, he was given the answers to that dream. His dream was a statue that was made of gold, silver. It was gold, silver. It was iron, brass. Then iron, then the clay. The clay mixed the iron, something like that. You know what I'm saying? You can go back and down and read it. And so I'm gonna prove what's significant about each one of these places real quick. Each one of those represents a different people who's going to be in power at the time. So during Nebuchadnezzar's time, the gold was Nebuchadnezzar. That was the Babylonian Empire. After the Babylonian Empire was the Persians and the Medes. The Persians and the Medes, I believe the Persians and the Medes, it was the Greeks. After the Greeks, it was the Romans. The last one is where we are right now in the Americas. America is what became of the Greeks after they fell. Right. And then, but at the end of that vision, there's a meteor that rock that comes and destroys the whole thing. There's a time of that will reign forever. That's talking about the time of the Israelites after that point in time. So this isn't the first time where Most High says that Israel will reign forever. It's been prophesied for thousands of years that after they've had their time, they done what they done, we're gonna have our time. And what's most specific about each one of these places that I've named, we've been held captive under. We're captives under the Babylonians.
Yep.
We're captives under the Persians and the Medes. We're captives under the Romans. We're captives under the Greeks. Now we're captives under the Americans. These 5 places have all held us in captivity. We've all fallen. All of them. Now, granted, by then we've had many times we've been captured by other people, but this dream specifically by the powers that could be leading up to the Most High's eventually return Christ's return, and eventually our salvation, eventually for us ruling forever. I'm saying I don't know about y'all. I'll make sure that vision comes true where Israel rules forever. And that's what this work is here for, your brother and sister. You're working for that salvation. That's also about to like to point out during his classes is to make your election sure.
Yes, sir.
Saying you want that crown, you can get the crown. You have to work for it though. And you know what I'm saying? It's only given to us. Like I said, I tried hard today to be biblically correct according to the Christians.
Right.
Everything I read came out the Bible. I don't know how much I can twist, this up and say, but Israel should be saved by the Lord. I know I'm not gonna twist that up. The Christian would tell you that, well, yes, eventually, but God's coming back for everybody.
Oh Lord.
This is all to prove what John 3:16 meant. This is what it is right here. This is that world that's talking about John 3:16. This is it. This is Israel. We are the world that's going to be everlasting. We are the word that the Most High says doesn't have an end. That's us. It's nobody else. Yeah.
Sir. Salakia, sir, if I could, it could be said that Christ is coming back for everybody. He just has different purposes for everybody. He's coming back to do lots of killing for everybody, but then for everybody else, he's going to save them.
Right. Well, you put it that way.
Yeah.
You put it that way, then you definitely make the case there. But no, yeah, that was what I wanted to show everybody today. You know what I'm saying? Who Christ came for, right? And you know what I'm saying, just to get rid of that whole belief in John 3:16. You know what I'm saying? That world there is the world of the Israelites. That's who everybody, that's what whosoever is for. If I sit in here and I say everybody go outside, if you're already outside, why would I be talking to you? If I say I'm having a party for all black people, everybody come through, am I talking to everybody? I'm just talking to black people, right? I've already prefaced who I'm talking to.
Right.
Everybody don't mean everybody. Whosoever don't mean everybody. As a matter of fact, I'm just in it one last thing. One last verse. So that way nobody can say no, but still talking about everybody. Make sure I just I'm the wrong one. I want to make sure I did that one last thing. Nobody can say anything different. Say no, it still means for everybody. So we're going to go to the book of Romans. We're going to go to Romans chapter 9. We start at verse 3. Book of Romans. My kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law, the service of God and the promises. I don't know if I can break it down much further than that than what Paul just did. Paul made it clear that this is talking about Israelites. Christ don't talk about Israelites. Christ was talking to a Jew when he said he's talking about everybody. That's who everybody was talking to. You want to be, as a Christian, say born again, as Christ put in there. You can be born again. You have to be an Israelite. Don't worry, you know what I'm saying? If you feel so compelled, if you're any of the nations so compelled that you like, oh, you want to serve this, like that's fine. You know, you can just send us all the money out to bank account to UPK, get it to General Commander Junior Honda. I'm saying we'll put that money to use to help our people. You know what I'm saying? I once had I'll end it like this. I once had a Christian say to me how, you know, Christianity was better because it involves everybody across the world. Then why are there so many homeless people? Despite that, I'm saying, why is there why is it not more homes for people who need it built by Christians? Christianity brings over $1 billion plus each year. Joel Osteen makes millions of dollars. All those events you see, Creflo Dollar, do that at New Birth in Atlanta, millions of dollars each year. And total together, the Christian church brings it over $1 billion plus. Why are there not more Christian organizations around to help people? What are they really doing? Who are they really for people? Is open up the Bible for everybody is really helping anybody at the end of the day, besides fattening your own pockets? Yeah.
So like when they do it, don't forget about Benny Hinn too. You remember Benny Hinn?
Yeah. I'm just throwing everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, so that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Christians don't do anything to help people. And so they want everything to be for everybody, but they don't even do their best to help everybody. When the hurricane hit Houston, Joe Osteen had at first refusing to open his church to the people to get those people into a shelter that was being flooded by that hurricane. You know what I'm saying? The hurricane was so bad, a hawk flew into a man's car to seek shelter. Scared. You can look at Hawk's eye. He's scared for his life. He don't want to be out there. He's like, listen, I'm chilling here with you. I ain't going back out there.
If I could, I seen that video, and you're 100% right. Like that hawk flew in the car, sat there, looked at the man like, I don't care. You eat me, but I'm not going out there. It was spiritual. Like it was deep.
Right. There's a guy. It's so powerful. Hawk was scared to go back out. You know what I'm saying? Like Christianity being for everybody. He tried to tell him like, oh, you know, you Israelites, you guys are just one sector, but we're helping our people. We're doing the best that we can do. Now, if we're going to say that, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing much because we're just so small. Christianity brings in so much money, but they do absolutely nothing with it. A food drive here and there. Listen, when we got to pass food out here in Arizona, out there at the zone, we rarely see Christians out there. Well, when it's time for that Christmas Eve, Christmas is out there deep with the hot plates and food. It's like you've been out there with us. Like, have we seen them out there since then?
Well, in fact, and the only time we do see them is when they're in their extra long Denali's, and all they're doing is driving through so that they can feel sorry.
Now, according to Christians, like because they're helping everybody. How they helped anybody?
They haven't. They've been hurting.
They've been hurting down there. That says that these Christians, that the word that they want, I don't want no parts of it. No. But it helps nobody at the end of the day. It's better to have something to focus on than to be so broad. We focus on our people. We have our people who wants to be helped. We understand here. You don't want to be helped. You're not going to get the help. We're going to help you if you want to be helped. But know this though. Remember this. You're going to get the help whether you want to or not, whether one side you decide to or not.
Right.
Because most sides are going to force it onto you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When the time comes, everybody's going to obey these laws that you come in. So you can fall in line now, start obeying now, and get your life straight, get your life together. You know what I'm saying? And do right by the Most High, or we'll just force it upon you later on. That's the Most High is going to say you're going to follow God's commandments anyway.
Right.
The Most High says that you know what I'm saying. Christ told them there'll be a time where you'll be fishers of men.
Right.
This is the time right now. trying to bring every man, woman, and child into the truth. That's what we're doing. We're fishing our people into this truth. Then the time you'll be hunters. When that time comes, ooh-wee. It's going to be a cold day for you. I hope you got a blanket. And with that, that's today's service. Everybody, imagine when it's playing hockey done, trying to face the east. All right, end up with the prayer. Start up with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Sabashamaya, Kodash, Haya, Shunka, Yahweh, Malachka, Taba'a, Tizaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratiza, Kawa, Haya, Mashamaya, Thalanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabwathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabwathnawa, Wala, Tabayanawa, but it's like one, a ball. Hawashai now, Mayan Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'al, Wata Para, Lai William, William Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. All right. But the Kat, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Baba Kashah. The thunder now. Kat. Hakat, Rapa'ah, Ka, Makala, Wakar, Madawa, Hakat, Latahar, Hamat Zarayan, Hakat, Lakwayam, Hamathium, Hakat, Al-Rakarwa, Hatama'ala, Lagar Sham, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water of month. All right, the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you, so be it. All right. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Ahahari, Ma'ayan, Yabah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'ratiza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashun, Sharmar, Yashra'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazaka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakika, Wayarat, Balayila, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar Rai, Yashamar, Athanapashka, Yahweh, Yashamarka, like Yashamar, Tazafka, Waba, Wa'aka, Mata, Wa'ai, I will learn. In English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He would not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasharallah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. The moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. Even forevermore. All right, Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
All,
All,
Dam Yalaka,
Damayalaka,
All Thakarash,
All Dakarash,
All Tashakwat,
All Tashakwa,
All,
All,
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Aw Yabika,
Awa Yabika,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Imaka,
Al Amuka,
Ya'ai,
Ya'ai,
Rayamwa,
Yariyamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayata,
Wayata,
Ya'ai Tazawa,
Ya'itazawa,
All Tazapawanika,
All Tazapawanya,
Amarwa,
Amaru,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Wanakakidam,
Magalia,
Magalia,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Zakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yashala,
Shem Yashala,
Awada,
Nawada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Aitazawa,
Nawaitazawa,
Laba,
Waba,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakatwa,
Yakadwa,
Al Yaka,
Al Yaka,
Baryat,
Baryat,
Lakarath,
Lakara,
Ahoya,
Ahalia,
Adawan,
Adawam,
Wayashmaalia,
Wayashamalia,
It's like Mawa'aba,
Mawaba,
Wahagarium,
Wahagarium,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Waimawan,
Waimawan,
Waimalat,
Waimalat,
Palasha,
Palasha,
Ayin Shabya,
Anyashabya,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Gamashawar,
Alawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Ayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Bunyan Lawat,
Labani Lawa,
Salah,
Salah,
Aishalaham,
Ashalaham,
Kamadyan,
Kamadyan,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sarah,
Sarah,
Kayabyan,
Kayabyan,
Manakal,
Banakal,
Koyashwan,
Koyashwan,
Nasha,
Nasha,
Madwan,
Amadwa,
Ba'ayan,
Bayan,
Dara,
Dara,
like because of Abba,
Wakazaba,
because of Bat,
Wakazaba,
because of Zah,
Wakazazal,
Call,
Call,
Nasa,
Nasa,
Yakamwa,
Yakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Naya,
Naya,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ath, Na'awath,
Nawat,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
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 Cheyatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagagalim,
Kagogala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Makash,
Rakah,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
it's like Taba'ira,
Babaira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira,
Wakalaba,
Wakalahaba,
Talaha,
Talaha,
Hayaron,
Ayaram,
it's like Howard Young,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradatma,
Daradama,
Basa Irika,
Rasa Irika,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Wapaka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Malai,
Malai,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kwalawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Bakashwa,
Wakwashwa,
Shimka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Baharwa,
Bahawa,
Ayai,
Ayai,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Adbatwa,
Abadwa,
Waya,
Waya,
the Iwa,
the Iwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Ata,
Ata,
Shimka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labat,
Labaka,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Alkar,
Alkal,
Ha'aratazah.
Al-Ratazah.
In English, keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace.
and be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thine enemies make a tumult.
They that hate thee,
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off from being a
and
nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation.
The name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembrance.
For they consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They're confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
Tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the
the
Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Assur also is joined with them.
They hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kisan,
at the brook of Kisan,
which perished and endured.
which perished and endured.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Made their numbers like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
and like Ze'eb,
and like Ze'eb.
yea,
Yea,
or their princes of Sabah,
all their princes as
and
Sabah,
that's Zamun,
and as Almuna,
who said,
who said,
let's take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of God
the houses of God
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the flame set the mountains on
as
fire.
the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy temper,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid with thy sword.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and inheritance.
That men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high of all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth.
Got the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Ma'ak Allah.
Wa Ma'ak Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Tazabi'ah.
Matazabi'ah.
Alawap Yohana.
Alawap Yohana.
Ha Alawapim.
Alawap.
Hasarani.
Asurani.
Akata Zayani.
Akwata Zayani.
Akaya Yayin.
Akaya Yayin.
Wa Akwafim.
Wahak Wahim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
The water man. In English, bless you Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohana.
Man and General Yohana.
The generals.
The general.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Name Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
So white shoving, trying to be seated. All right, brother, want to be
Sir.
anointed today. We're gonna bless you. Try to sit right. All right. The Baraka, Yahweh, Wayashamarka, Ya'ara, Yahweh, Panyawa, Yaka, Wayakanka, Yasha'ab, Yahweh, Panyawa, Yaka, Wayasham Laka, Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun,
Kabadamah.
Kabadamah,
Kabadamah.
Kabadamah,
Kabadamah.
Kabadamah, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Kabadamah. We just read was Yahweh, bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh name Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, protect. Kabadamah. All right, sister, want to bless us? So you know, drill, put you sing it 3 times. The Baraka, Yahweh, why you shamarka, Yahweh, Panyawa, Yaka, why you conquer, Yasha, Yahweh, Panyawa, Yaka, why you shomlaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magun, Hagun, Rayana, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Thwada Man, clap it for sisters. So I meant to say clap it for you, my bad.
Wow, sir. Most like Craig.
Sometimes these things skip me. Once again, say in English again. Yahweh, bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, protect right now. So you can be seated. All right, so to close out the service, we're going to get a man of Israel, Majum, stand. We want courtesy salutes. Majum Sabbat, Majum, Barak.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
All right, we'll get one courtesy salute to sister. Stand. Sorry, trying to fix the sister. All right. In Israel, Majum Sabbat, Majum, Barak. Yahweh Shamar Elatah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shamar Elatah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shamar Elatah Ba'ashem
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Okay. All right, that's my time. So dismissed.